Welcome everybody. This is the British Interplanetary Society, the West Midlands branch. It's good to see you all here today. In a few minutes, we'll be hearing from our speaker today, Valentin. Valentin is 50 kilometers outside Barcelona on the Mediterranean coast. So we're really pleased to he could actually join us today and share his thoughts. To start though, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Mark. Mark will also be doing the managing the rest of today because I need to disappear off, unfortunately. Mark, you're already sharing your screen. Over to you, my friend. You need to unmute, by the way.
Good afternoon, everybody. So bear with me a bit. So Bob's the expert in this, so you might find that this is a little more clunky, and there might be a bit more head scratching than normal, but I shall do my best. So welcome. Let's get started. So as we've already established, you're all here to hear Valentin talk about the necessity for space migration, and it'll be about an hour's talk, I understand, and then we'll take questions as usual at the end. So West Midlands announcements. I'm told that headquarters are bringing out a new version of the newsletter. They're launching that shortly, and all the branches have been asked to contribute to that. So please do look out for that. And if there's also been some changes in how we're allowed to run branches, which will come out in due course. It'll be probably announced in the newsletter. So you'll see that coming. So if you would like to help out with the running of the West Midlands branch or any of the other branches, if you're interested, do contact the branches or contact headquarters and they'll pass you on to us. So our next event is in June. Emily Creedy will be talking about laser ignition of hybrid rocket motors. After that, we have Christopher McLeod on the Aspire hypersonic engine. Then after that, I'm still waiting for details of the speaker for the Taiwan Space Agency talk and a final date. Hopefully we'll sort that out in the near future. And then for 2025, Brian Harvey, a good friend of the branch, has agreed to give us a talk on Iran and its space programs. So that should be a fascinating talk. At the moment, I've not managed to track down any other events from the other branches. I did ask, but everybody's a bit busy. So next headquarters event is the International Space Forum, and they're also running monthly online socials. So do keep an eye out for the socials if you can make them. Apparently they're very popular. So as ever, BIS membership, you get lots of nice things, videos, talks, all the excellent magazines. The monthly newsletter is there still, so it's at a great chance to interact with your friends and colleagues. So please do, if you're interested, join the British Interplanetary Society. We need you.
So I'm just jumping in just before Mark finishes off. I apologise, I forgot to say something earlier, which is really important. We're recording today's event, so you just need to know that in advance. So we're now recording. Sorry, Mark, back to you.
Well, yeah, thank you, Bob. I should have remembered as well, so sorry about that. And then a plea from headquarters, as usual. The editors of JBIS, the technical magazine for the Society, Space Chronicle, the historical magazine, and the general magazine Spaceflight are always looking for articles and material for the magazines. So if you think you can contribute, please do contact the editors or contact headquarters and they'll pass you through. They'll be very pleased to hear from you. And with that, I'm going to hand over to Valentin for our today's talk. So bear with me. This might go horribly wrong in a second from my end, not Valentin's.
First of all, before starting the presentation today, I want to thank the British Interplanetary Society for giving me this opportunity to explain about the space migration, and also my publisher, Solias, for its support. I'm an engineer specialized in automation, solar power, and also technical training. They are my main areas of expertise, and I want to explain how they integrate on space migration. Also, it's a bit more than 20 years since I investigate about future of technology and its integration on society. It's a really amazing subject to do. And my investigations have driven me to find out that space migration will be somewhat unavoidable for humankind to survive this century, and also somewhat doable. That's why the purpose of this presentation. Okay, the startup of this thought about space migration starts at the end of 20th century, when two main events that were communism falling down and the birth of the internet resulted in reshaping a completely new world. Okay, the order established since World War II ended, and another one started in the world. That is globalization. Okay, that is actually dominating economy, society, and everything. Okay, now the available market is the entire world. People for working is reachable everywhere. Drugs are reachable everywhere. We can see here that world population is exponentially growing, despite problems of increasing living costs, despite migration, despite other problems. At the beginning of human history, human population grew slightly more than dead people. But now we are winning illness, we are creating more ways to build products, to build food, water, etc. And population grows exponentially. But this also implies that that products that are consumed grow also exponentially. Since 1990, world people increased 30%, but the available and the produced products all around the world have multiplied by 4. Okay, this means that we are not taking care about what we are really spending, because the planet Earth is limited in resources. During the history, Earth planet has provided us air, water, resources, and everything, and we are continuing spending them as if they will never get exhausted.
Background.
Okay, this is how actually a graphic, an approximate graphic about how Earth resources are getting depleted. Okay, the exponential growing of population and what they consume in a limited system results in that the available resources of limited systems get depleted more or less the same way. 3% of Earth, 3% of water existing on Earth is consumable by human beings. The rest is sea salty water. We are acceleratedly depleting such kind of water. Also, climate change helps to salinate this water, and we are rampantly consuming it. Also, Earth minerals are every time more difficult to be obtained because one has to drill deeper and deeper to obtain it, increasing costs. And what will happen is that the tendency we are doing now is that world population will triple what is today in 2100 with no available resources. This is not a prediction. This is only an analysis of tendency. Okay, world population can be modified by a lot of facts, but certainly what we are targeting today by our way of consuming is this. Then, if we analyze how price of products behave, this is an approximate graphic of what will happen during 21st century. Okay. First of all, prices will increase. Okay, in an exponential growing of population, will increase until they are reachable for customers. If they continue to increase, they will not be reachable for enterprises, then for governments, and then impossible to control for this scarcity. Okay, here in time, we can place, for instance, in this point, we can place 2060 for iron, for instance. Here, it might be 2070. Here, it might be 2080 for iron, but you can place another material. For instance, here, it may be 2035 for gold, 2040, 2050. Here can be 2050 for water, and so on. Okay? Then the tendency of the time of consuming we are performing now is that we can foresee two main events. One is the rampant behavior of prices of goods and articles, that is this curve here. Okay? And then this kind of rampant behavior will result in this kind of degrading circle, okay, in which price of energy, price of water got escalating, cost of living escalates, people have less money to consume, then the aggressive commercial market is activated and escalating as well. Then air resources become aggressively exploited. Price continue escalating, climate change escalating, energy sources diminishing and escalating in price, and the circle gets reinforced and closed again. This makes that risk for disputes and confrontations quite increase for the future.